Our purpose for this video presentation is for us to share with you the history of sign writing, how and when it first began, and how it's been used and its evolution over the years. Now, Valerie, you invented sign writing back in 1974, right?
Yes, that's right. I invented sign writing back in 1974. I developed a way to write dance movement on paper because I was a dancer. And that movement writing system became Sutton Movement Writing. And we established back in 1974 the Center for Sutton Movement Writing. That organization is a non-profit organization, and we collect funds through private grants. Well, anyway, back in 1974, I was invited to go to Denmark. That country invited me to go because they wanted me to work with the Royal Danish Ballet Company to teach them dance writing, how to write their dances on paper. And I received a telephone call from the university there. It was interesting. They wanted a way to write sign language movement on paper, and through that work, I developed sign writing. Sutton Movement Writing is a system for writing body movement. It began with Sutton Dance Writing in 1974. Dance writing uses a stick figure drawing on a 5-line staff. In 1974, researchers at the University of Copenhagen in Denmark asked Valerie Sutton to write the movements of signed languages. This was the beginning of sign writing. Here is how the system looked in 1975. In 1977, the National Theater of the Deaf in Connecticut was the first group of deaf adults to learn sign writing. Here is deaf actor Bernard Bragg from the National Theater of the Deaf with Valerie Sutton presenting sign writing. This video clip shows how sign writing looked in 1977.
Looking back, I can remember I became interested in sign writing while I was working with the National Theater of the Deaf. I was responsible for translating the words into signs for the theatrical performances. I found it very difficult to remember the signs I had translated. I kept forgetting which sign I had picked. Was it with my left hand? And was my left arm up here? Or maybe it was down here. Or maybe I used my right hand in this position, or whatever. I needed a way to write down on paper the signs. At first, I tried to develop my own system to help me in remembering, but it wasn't until Valerie came out to teach us at the National Theater of the Deaf in Connecticut back in 1978 that I really became inspired. She shared with us the beginnings of her system, and I have been a strong supporter of her system ever since, especially the part of writing the signs down on paper. Signers need a way to read and write their own language, and many hearing people need a way to put the signs down they are learning in the classroom so they can remember that sign later on when they are studying at home. Now here, let me show you what sign writing looks like. Over here we have this chart. And here we have something that maybe looks a little Greek to you. But if you look more closely, you'll be able to see how this picture looks exactly like a person's body. This line represents the shoulders. And going down, we have the line that represents the arm, and going out to the hand. And now maybe you're noticing that little star right over here. That means that there is a body contact like this. A lot of people have come up to me and said, how do you sign hello? Well, isn't that obvious? You sign hello.
Hello. Now I will teach you how to read the sign hello. The facial circle shows the face, and we contact with a contact star. That shows the area of where you're contacting here. Then you see the hand symbol and the shoulder. And then we have a movement symbol showing the direction forward. Shows movement forward.